Bring out your dead. Oh no. Good afternoon everybody, Car Biker here. And I'm off out to show you a few places, or a few things. And it's for the Solar Bear Challenge. Getting through them now. This is the E of Bear, so after this one there's only 2 more to go. And I have to say the A of Bear I'm at a complete loss for. I know what I'm doing for the last R, but for the A is amusing, blimey, I don't know. Can you be funny on demand if you're not a comedian? I don't know. Anyway, I don't have to worry about that one this time. This time it's E. E is for elemental. Earth, air, fire and water. Who knew we were being conned at school when they started talking about hydrogen and helium and oxygen and argon and all the rest. I won't name them all, might take a while. But turns out there only are 4 elements: earth, air, fire and water. And I've got to pick one of them. Well, it doesn't actually say I've got to pick one, but it says earth, air, fire or water. What's your area renowned for? So, in my quest for extra points, I'm going to try and do them all. And I'm going to start with Earth. So this one's Earth. I've shown you this before. This is probably the largest expanse of unmolested Earth, and I use that in the widest possible sense because it's pretty molested. But this is Beverley Westwood. So this is an area of common ground, and it's all muddy, hence the earth, as you can see. Earth, 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 lots of earth. Beverley Westwood, say this whole area, the wood, lots of wildlife, cows roaming free, though I can't see any today, but I've shown you them in previous videos. In the distance over there is the Black Mill. There were several mills in Beverley, and the Black Mill is the one that's still there in the Westwood. The sails have gone though. It was a windmill, it's just the tower now. And it's painted black, hence the name. It's also painted with a bit of graffiti, unfortunately. Westwood is also home to this place. This is the Beverley Races. Or the race course, I should say. You might recognise this from another previous video of mine where somebody, as I was riding down the right hand side here, when they'd actually closed the traffic coming back the other way, so I wasn't going against the traffic, I was just filtering past the queue. And some drunken woman decided to lamp me one in the head. Broke the visor off my helmet and what have you. And it's also a golf course. Can't see much of it from here, but the other side there's a golf course. So that's my Earth. Now let's go find air, water and fire. Quite a lot of earth here as well. I should have just used this bit of road as my Earth. Thanks for that. Time for water. So I'm crossing the Humber Bridge here, which cleverly named because it crosses the Humber estuary. I say estuary, it's actually not a river. A lot of people think it's the River Humber, but it is the Humber estuary. Out that way is the North Sea, blooming cold, whereas over that way is west into, well, this is East Yorkshire, but west towards West Yorkshire, and over there is towards South Yorkshire, which are also blooming cold, especially this time of year. It used to be known for its incredible pollution. I think they might have sorted it out a little bit, but there's so much industry down that way that chucks crud into the various rivers that feed the Humber, things like the Derwent and the Aire and the Trent, and over that way there's the River Hull, and these all get lots of pollution thrown into them. So this was actually, they were getting in trouble for it, the UK, for having too much lead in the water. Another interesting little bit about this river, or this estuary, I'll say himself, just over there, at the right time of year, you can actually walk across. You have to be quite tall and you need to be wearing waders, because you will get, you know, you need to be well over 6 foot and you'll be up to your neck in water, but you can actually walk across it. So that's my water. So since I've come across the bridge, coming across the Humber, I thought I would head just down the road to show you this. This is Humberside Airport. International airport, quite a small one, only one, I say only one runway. It's got 2 runways, but only one used for international work, which is the big long runway that we're about to go past the end of. There is a smaller runway, runway 09. Now you could say 4 runways, there's 2 pieces of tarmac, but every runway is actually 2 runways. So this runway we're going to look at is 03 and 21, and the other runway that crosses it, so this is 0321, the other runway that crosses it, the much smaller one, is 09 and 27. If you don't know what that signifies, basically add a 0 on the end, and that's the closest 10 degrees to the angle it points in terms of magnetic north, or north. Is it magnetic north or north? One of the two. So 03, if you imagine, is just east of north, because it's actually at 30 degrees to north. And 21 is the same runway in the other direction. And that's the airport where I learnt to fly. Unfortunately, there's not a lot going on. I was hoping I might see an aeroplane fly past, but the international flights are quite rare, and the where people are learning, all the learner flights, all little aircraft, most of those won't be out today because it's too windy for them to fly. Just to explain the logic for the light aircraft and the being too windy, what happens is when you're coming into land generally in a light aircraft, let's say you've got wind that's flowing from left to right as you're coming in. This is why they have all the runways, by the way, so you can land into wind, and then your airspeed is faster but your ground speed is slower, so it's safer. But you're always going to have some element of crosswind unless you're really lucky. So let's say you've got a crosswind from left to right, you'll actually use your rudder, you'll push your rudder to the left and you'll crab in, so you're actually coming in slightly sideways, kind of, instead of like that, you're coming in like that. And you do that until the last minute, and at the last minute what you do is you release the rudder to straighten up and you tip the whole aircraft to one side into the wind, and that way you can come in with your nose pointing down the runway and you land on one wheel first, and then you can tip the aircraft back down and put your 2 wheels down, and then depending on whether you've got an aircraft with a nose wheel which you'll then lower to the ground, or a tail wheel which you'll lower to the ground in the other direction, you'll settle it out. And of course if the wind is too strong, a crosswind, you can't tip in far enough to be going straight down the runway, because you'll be dragging your wings along the runway, and that would be bad, because you don't want to hit a wing, because you'll break it and that'll be expensive if you live. Also, you don't want to land without your nose pointing straight down the runway, because you could easily snap a wheel off, and that would be expensive too. And here's my fire. Over there is an oil refinery. Now this is actually the oil refinery at Immingham. Many years ago when I was a software trainer, I used to go around training people how to use networks and applications and things like that. I did a 6-month contract here, Connacht Oil Refinery as it was, and say it might still be. Hopefully you can see it alright. Great little place, or big place actually, it's huge. You have little cars to go around in because the site is so large. Pipes everywhere, steam everywhere, reminds you of Gotham City or some kind of dark futuristic science fiction dystopian place, you know. Really interesting. The reason I've got it as fire, I don't know if you'll be able to spot it, and I'm going to try and get closer. It's probably going to be quite hard to get to. When I went there it was a lot of security, and that was before they had the old Al-Qaeda and all that stuff. It was back when we just had the IRA terrorism, which tended to be planting bombs rather than flying aeroplanes into things. But yeah, so it's under fire because there's a constant flame as they burn off the gases after the refinery process is complete. And it's a strange one. If the pipes get blocked, I mean they never get blocked because they're full of gas, but if they have to shut off the pipes for some reason, let's say a pipe gets fractured and it starts a fire, it's actually very hard to shut off the gas or the fuels, because if you shut them off at one place, the pressure can build up behind it in the pipe, and when the pressure builds up, that can actually cause more fractures and more fires. So it's quite an interesting place to work. Loads of different sirens for all the different things that could go wrong, various chemical leaks, fires, all that kind of thing. And you had to learn them all. Nobody could, but you're supposed to learn them because some things said to you, get out into the open because you don't want to be in a building because it's on fire. Whereas other alarms said to you, whatever you do, don't go out in the open because we've accidentally released a load of toxic chemicals and you'll be dead in 10 seconds. You can see all the various chimneys and pipes and what have you. Phillips 66, I don't really know what that is, but I do recognise it. The Phillips 66 is on the intro that I use when I've got both bikes in a video. But I don't know if you can see up there, top of one of those chimneys, the permanent fire. So there's my fire. So that's all 4 done. Just got the last job to do, and I don't think I'm going to have much in the way of people watching me for this one, I'm afraid. Well, they might be watching me on surveillance cameras. Oh, there's a chap there. See if he laughs at me, doesn't see me, or calls the police. I'm going to get told off, I think. No, he's off the other way. So, Solar bear, 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 solar bear. Had a bit of an audience. Right, I best get on. So thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.